Hello, what? D again, Sure by now you know who I am. I cause so much trouble everywhere I go. It's amazing how no one ever talks about me after everything I've done, you know. Anyways, we're gonna continue reading today from Arcane, written by yours truly, Becoming Legends. This is part two of the book, written by yours truly, Wankadi Asaji. and yeah, let's pick up where we left off. This chapter is called Lost. Arcane chapter 2, Lost. Darkness, complete and utter darkness. Then a voice spoke. Hello? Hello? A gentle woman's voice inquired. There is no answer. Hello? Is anybody there? I don't know where I am. Victor, 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 Victor! It sounds like Skylar, but she is dead. How is this possible? I just realized like chapter 1 was pretty long. So the good thing is that chapter 2 is not that long. Only 63 pages. So let's continue. So this picks up with Skylar in complete darkness. Although she died in season one, this is where her story continues again. For those of you who don't know, Skylar is the girl who died in the lab. She was, she had a crush on Victor. Just for a little bit of reference. No answer. I don't know where I am. Victor, what am I supposed to do? I don't know where I am or where I'm going. Think, Skylar, think. Wait, I'm a scientist. I can figure this out. I can totally figure this out. I'm the woman who is gonna marry Victor Silas someday. Let me put my thoughts together. I am sure I can figure this out. Hmm, where do I begin? The last thing I remember was walking to Victor's office. He works so hard. He is so adorable. I wonder if he ever takes a break or go home or goes home. He has no social life. When we're children, when we were children, I was fascinated by his mind and work. I thought he had the greatest mind in all of Udera. The way he worked and built machine parts were, at least to me, the greatest mind in all of Udera. Sure, he was a cripple, but he was the love of my life. I could go on thinking about him all day. I hope someday he notices me before I'm too old with gray white hair. Victor, Victor. I wonder what Victor would do. I know he won't give up, that's for sure. I wish he was here. Then the darkness won't be so lonely. Complete and utter silence. Jace comes back into the lab and holds the door for Victor. Victor rolls his way into the lab in his wheelchair. He rolls it he rolls to the up. He rolls it to the up and he starts talking to it. I'm sorry I tried to destroy you, Victor said to the hex core. Hello? Sky said. Victor looks around. There's no one in the lab but him. Did I just hear that right? I could have sworn I heard Skylar's voice. Hello? The voice came from the orb core. Is that coming from the orb? Victor asked. Wow. Hello, I've been calling for hours. Can anybody hear me? I am lost. I don't know where I am. Skylar? Victor asked the call. Victor. Hello, Victor. It's you. You came. I knew you would find me. How is this possible, Sky? So sorry. What are you sorry for, silly? You died. I did? I did. I remember now. I died when I came into your office and tried to separate you from the all. How are you doing this? I don't know. I don't feel dead or anything. I just felt all alone in the dark room. The dark room? Yes. Well, can you find the light? Sky thinks about the light and the place becomes bright. It appeared vast and clear like an ocean. I think I did. Are you hearing me? Skylar asked. Through the orb. Can you hear me? Victor answered. Yes, Skylar said. I am here. I never left. That has always been my wish to walk by you, to walk beside you, fight and stand beside you. For there is no life without you. It seems I died without ever declaring my love for you. I love you too, Sky. I don't know what you see in me, but your love makes me feel warm on the inside. I thought you died. I almost destroyed the orb. How do you feel? I feel fine. I'm very much alive, but I don't think I have a body. I feel weightless like a feather. I think my soul resides in the orb. Soul? Sky, I read your journal. Interesting stuff. I'm sorry I feel so responsible. I'm sorry I feel so responsible. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it was an accident. It was. I didn't know you'd be visiting me at such late hours. I must have scared you. I didn't feel at risk. It must have appeared differently from your point of view. I can't believe it. I'm talking to the dead and there is no one to see it. I don't feel dead. I feel very much alive, love. I just don't have the hands to feel anything. I'm sorry. What happened to you? I'm so sorry. Hey, hey, hey now. Don't be so hard on yourself. I'm still alive in the orb. I might not have a physical form yet, but I just woke up a few hours ago. So yeah, baby steps. I'm sure if we put our heads together, we can figure this thing out. I finally get to work up close with you. And this time it's not just as an assistant. Blah 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 blah. I'm glad you read my proposal. What do you think? That is why I came back to the lab. I was particularly inspired about your mech bodysuit that could house my body, consciousness with the power of Hextech. Yes, like Council of Pharaoh. This is taboo science, Sky. Did you figure that out? Did you figure that I was dying? I was too desperate to do anything. No, that was very selfish of me. I did it for my own selfish reasons. I just wanted you to stay alive. I feel this connection to Hextech here. It's calling me. It's like being connected to the source code of reality. It's like being connected to the source code of reality. Blah, 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 blah. I omitted a word there. I feel like it wanted to bind with me so it could talk to you. The feeling is like it's like a knowing. It wanted a voice, so it took mine. Too bad it came with my essence. It wants to bond with you, like a child to a parent, imprint on you, or like have my feelings for you. It's like the up wants what I want to help you stay alive, extend your lifespan. I love you, Victor said. I wish I knew more about your feelings while you still had the phone. I love you too, Sky the Up said. You said the word I always wanted to hear. It's more than what I could wish for. I was afraid my love was unrequited. Jace comes walking in. Did I just hear you talking to the orb? Jace said walking in. He had gone to his office after escorting Victor. He was just leaving now. It's consciousness, Jace. It's pure consciousness. It's alive. It's Sky. I was just talking to Sky. It took her soul. The orb has an essence. Listen, the orb once wanted to communicate with me, so it took her essence. Victor said, all excited. Is this what you've been working on alone when I'm not around? No, it just happened. Hello, Jace, Sky said. Is that you, Sky? Wow, Jace said. The voice is unmistakably her. I know. I'm surprised too. I can only imagine the look on your faces. How was your day today? Skylar asked. Today was a shit day. We almost died, he said to Sky, and then to Victor. Do you understand the implications of this? What happened? Sky asked. Someone blew up the councilor's chambers, killing everyone. Wow, all of them? Yes. Chase, Mel, and I were the only lucky ones to get out of there, Victor said. Hey, Victor, now that I am in the orb, who can walk twice as fast, now that I can talk, Sky the orb said. I know the rains. We can? You do? How? Chase asked. I don't know. It's like a knowing, deep within me, like my own name, Sky replied. Now that I am paired to the orb, your lives are about to get a lot easier. It was what the orb wanted, a voice. It heard my voice singing one day. There was no one else in the lab. Is there anything that can be done for me in my health condition? Victor asked. Victor, yeah. Yes and no. Your body, the vessel, is weak. That is why you are dying. But you can transfer your consciousness now into a new vessel. That is what the orb is telling me. The orb, yeah, is telling me. You will still be you. Everything that makes you you will still be there. But it will be a new arcane mechanical body. We need to be one and fast before that body perishes. You don't have long to live. A month tops, Sky said. Isn't that taboo science? Just quiet, I said. We are a city of progress. We should not be scared of magic. We should try to harness it, understand it, and tame it. Those are your words, Victor said. What could go wrong, eh? This way you and I could go on working together forever in the foreseeable future. Jay said all sarcastically. Yes, we will get to finish Hextech. Victor said. You promise? Jace asked. Yes, I promise. Best friends for life. Silence. Promise me you'll stand back, that you won't interfere. You have mail. I must survive. I will do everything in my power to survive for my love, for Piltover, for Zaun, and for Zaun. I will be a mechanical being, a cyborg, powered by Hextech. He just said, as long as my mind, as long as I have my mind to think and my will to myself, I will do everything to exist. The process is gonna be painful, Skydive said. When has life ever dealt me a good hand? My only hope is that I don't change who I really am in my heart of hearts. Me too. I hope you don't change at all. But since I have no choice in the matter. Next year, Progress Day, when I give the speech, I'm telling the world of the orb, Chase said. But that will change everything, Victor said. Yes, that is the hope. We can change everything, privatize the orb, get into the hands of everyday folk, let ordinary people experiment and come up with new ways of applying it. If we are going to save Piltover from the encroaching darkness, the time to harness the orb is now. It's dangerous, but it's the only way to level the playing field. Bringing Hextech to the masses for everyday use. That will revolutionize the way we do everyday things, Jay said. That was always the plan, except this time there is no one to stop us. We have a talking hub that will help us with our endeavors. Things are finally looking up, Victor. But first, we will need weapons. Once we quell the rebellion in Zaun, we will have to cast our sights overseas. There is a matter of the darkness spreading from the Shadow Isles. Please tell me you're joking. How come we haven't heard of this? Victor said. We have been too busy handling domestic problems. We forgot we are part of a larger whole. We still have international problems to deal with. Miss Medada is here to remind us of that. So much seems to be happening so fast in rapid successions. I wish everything would stop or slow down so I could catch my breath. Jay said. Zaun. Zaun, Singe slapped. Powder pays him a visit. She pauses at the end. She pauses as she enters the cave, observing Singe. Singe is standing there in front of Rio in deep thought. He seems to be checking the tubes and taking notes. Hello, Doc, Powder said, coming in. Hello there. I was wondering when I'll see you again, Singe said. Sorry I ran out of you the last time. It's okay. Glad to see you back on your feet. What brings you here? Surely you didn't come back to say thank you. Not that I mind. That will actually be a first. Father walks across the room, looking at all the equipment and biocomponents lying about Sinji's laboratory. He was less a doctor, more of an experimental scientist, but still mad as hell. What's wrong with some gratitude? Powder asked. Kids your age are usually not grateful. Is that a compliment? As you can see, I'm a busy man. How can I help you, child? I once had a daughter. She was about your age when I lost her. Siko is dead. Silence. What is the nature of your research? Powder asked, approaching Rio in the test tube curiously. Did you kill him? Sinch asked without a change in his mood. That man, he was a visionary. He wasn't afraid to think big. He was a legend in his own right. Few understood him. He will be missed. They are both staring at Rio in her transparent tank. I'm trying to stop death. I have lost so much. Nothing else is important. Sinch said. It was an accident. Powder said, eyes still glued to Rio. Where is the body? Can I have it? Sinch asked. Okay. Not the question I was expecting. Powder said. What? He promised me I could have it. He was using me as much as I was using him. Does she have a name? Powder asked about Rio. Rio, Sinch said, is a creature native to Zaun. I have never seen anything like it before. No, I created it in the lab. Why? So I could understand the bridge, the gap between life and death. It looks lonely. That's because it's alone. But that's not its purpose. What is her purpose? Powder asked. Research. You're quite curious for someone your age. Why are you here? How can I be of service, child? Siko always said, you're the most brilliant mind of Zone. You were one of the most brilliant minds in Zone, not of Zone. And and that if I was ever in need, I should come to you, that you would be of service. Did you kill him? Yes, Para answered truthfully. The second time, she knew he was too wise, that she couldn't fool him. Uh, Silence. Why? I need to know that if we're going to do business partners. Why? I need to know that if we're going to be business partners. It was not so long ago he brought you in here at death's door. He loved you, in his own way. It was an accident. He pulled a weapon on my sister. It was either him or my sister. My reflexes. I'm sorry. I understand he was like a brother to you. Yes, he was resourceful, alright? I mean, he had his issues, but he believed in me and took me in when no one else looked my way. If you need my help, you will need to provide for me like he did. With enough resources, we humans can create and bring about just anything. You just need to make me happy for me to make you happy. Make you happy? Why? How the actions? Things in the land are about to change. If you're not a part of my new world, you will die in the old one. Oh man. But peace is good for business. I can't work or do my job with the war going on outside. Science needs peace. I just blew up the councilor chambers. I think this is off the table. You are a naughty one, aren't you? Sinch said. Oh, wait. You are not joking. You must be the hero of the people. So, Doc, you are just you are just as wild and unpredictable as Seiko said you were. Now, what do you want from me? I was told you were something of a genius. I take it you will be taking over his enterprise? Of course, I'm his daughter. Do you think you have what it takes? Yes, but I'm going to need your help if I'm going to win. Shima? No, I want something better than Shima. For that, you will need to give me something of equal value. Powder takes out the orb. Powder takes out an orb from her bag, plays with it in her hand. Catch, Powder said as she tossed the orb across the room to Cinch. Cinch catches it, holds it in his hand. He can feel its power. Just what is it? Cinch asked. He regretted his question because he knew the answer intuitively. Isn't that the question of the day? What do you think? Take a guess. It feels like I'm holding real power in the palm of my hand. Such power should not be possible. It feels pure, refined, powerful, magical, bountiful, endless. With more of this, we won't need with more of this, we won't need Shima. Yes, you can go ahead and discontinue the production of Shima. We won't be going we won't be needing it going forward. That would be a problem. For whom? The Ken Barons. They have come to depend highly on it to run the lanes. They are still a part of the lanes that are not on the map, the darker parts. Now that Seiko is dead, there are still parts of the lanes that are not on any maps, the darker parts. Now that Seiko is dead, all those people he was keeping at bay will come for blood. Walk with me. One problem at a time, though. I keep hearing about all these barons. I am sure they will come around after they hear what I am offering. Yeah, Sage said, pulling the curtain and exposing the werewolf humanoid creature. It was the biggest wolf Powder had ever seen. He was standing upright on his hinge legs. He had huge metallic claws for claws. With one swipe, he could cut foes into two. It seemed to be powered by Shima. There was a huge canister of it in its bag. When it's filled with Shima, this creature will be a beast in Zaun. In Zaun, most people made a living from cage fighting, and mechanical engineered animals were always created and made to fight for the people's entertainment and pleasure. What is it? That's Warwick. After Vanda's death, Siko managed to procure me his body. I supplied some of Vanda's DNA and mixed it with a Dango werewolf's DNA. Dango werewolves are the biggest and the strongest werewolves from Ionia Forest. The metallic claws and jaws I added afterwards. This thing is a one-man army killing machine. It will make a good pet. I was building it for Seiko. You did this using Vanda's DNA? Jinx asked. Yes, splicing genes can only happen when two genes are compatible. That thing is loyal like a dog, fierce and ferocious like a wolf, strong and cunning like a fox or a human. The perfect chimera. And you're gonna give it to me? Yes, you will need it. It will protect you. Treat you like a loyal friend or pet. It's twice as fast as a human and twice as dangerous. Don't forget, it's a wild animal. With those claws, it will cut through people like a hot knife going through butter. I used some of his genes to create the bots that I used to guard the Shima factory. My sister and Jace destroyed a bunch of those. She had this gauntlet, kind of like Vanda's, powered by the orb in your hand. I hate when I lose any one of my creations. I stopped side weaponized it. I wouldn't know, but I won't rule it out. After my latest attack, I am sure everything is on the table now. Can I keep it? The up in exchange for Warwick here. I know nothing is free in Zone. I want to see what other applications I can power with this. Protect me out there, and I shall build things to keep you safe in here. Nothing must interrupt the research. Do we have a deal? Welcome aboard, Doc. You have yourself a deal. Paula said as she shook Singe's hand. She stares at Singe as he takes out a pair of scissors. I need some DNA so he can bond with you. Paula takes the scissors from his hand and trimmed the long edges of her hair. Doc, if you use my DNA for something else, I will kill you. I understand. Paula hands him her hair. He adds it to a canister contrap con- con- he adds it to a canister construction house in Warwick. He takes the DNA and adds the new biological information into the test tube. She presses a button and the canister begins Warwick and the canister behind Warwick's back starts to fill up with processed shimmer. The fluid housing Warwick drains and Warwick is electrocuted back to life. Any second now, she said. I promise. I have done this a couple of times now. It's totally safe. And you can testify to his strength and agility? Powder asked. Yes. As a scientist, I am nothing if not thorough. The binds come off and Warwick lands on his feet. He looks at his arms and at James and Cinch. He walks up to them, circles them, smells them. He settles on James and rests his head on her shoulder. Then the lock heads. The Vanda and the wolf were so happy to see Powder again, but he couldn't speak. He knew if Powder was still alive, Vi could be too. He couldn't wait to be with his girls again. Warwick instinctively knew he had to protect Powder at all costs. He bonds with you more easily than he does me. Banda Warwick was once my father. That makes perfect sense. Piltover. Miss Kiraman's funeral. Everyone's in mourning and wearing black. Caitlyn is hugging her father as Jess makes a speech. Her coffin has been lowered down into the grave tombstone. Miss Kiraman was the kindest, proudest woman I have ever known or met. Strict too. I still remember the first time I met her. It was at a science fair. I was 9 years old. I had built this multi-purpose collapsible cabinet that housed weapons, tools, and utensils for mining in the fissures. She was so impressed by my work that she chose to take me on as a patron. I still remember that day like it was yesterday. Boy, why your parents? Who built this? The ingenuity, she says to Daxon, her husband. I did, ma'am. My father was a miner. He lost his life in the fissures. I would say, how? You? How old are you? You poor thing. 9? Family name? Dallas? We come from a long line of toolmakers, ma'am. I would say, impressive. Is that your Jonah? She would ask me curiously. Yes, I told her. Is it okay if I take a look? Sure thing, ma'am. I don't mind. You drew all this? Yes, it's very detailed, Miss Kieran said. Look at this, Daxon. Why the talented young fellow? Daxon would say. So polite too. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I would say. Where do you get the inspiration? She would ask. I don't know. For as far long as I can remember, I've always had these ideas in my head. My mother said it would be a good idea to jot them down, keep them firm. She was right. You would need a patron. A patron? What is that? A benefactor, someone to help elevate your work, your house. You will need one. Daxon dear, this kid is going to change the city of Peterborough one day. We need to take him on. Just like that? Daxon asks. Yes, I mean, we still have to talk to his mother. He is not that much older than Caitlyn. She could use a smart kid around her age, to help keep her on her toes. I have decided. You decided all that on your own right now, babe? I'm never wrong about such things. She was like that about most things, very decisive, steadfast, and strong-willed. It was a pleasure watching herself as one of Piltover's counselors. She was just, ruled with fairness, and tried her best to help the citizens of this great nation. Today, I am not only burying a colleague, I am burying a second mother. Someone who took me in under her wings, fed and raised me as one of her cubs. I love you, Miss Kiraman. As you lay to rest, I want you to know I will hunt down those who cut your long life so short and bring them to justice. This is a promise. Rest in peace. Knowing this, I promise you, I will keep my word. He walks off. Dax and Kiraman takes the stage. I can't believe it. My wife is dead. She was always the bravest one amongst us. I am not afraid to admit it. I was never an ambitious man, but she never pushed me. But she pushed me, brought out the best in me, and always inspired me. And I didn't mind. Most men would flinch, but not me. Her company was all I ever needed. I could always face the world when she was by my side. And she was so stubborn. And I loved that about her, though, her stubbornness. She would say, it's always important to do things right the first time. I loved her, and I'm going to miss her. She was my North Star, my purpose for living. I can't wait to join her when I depart from this realm. For now, I will try my best to raise our kids and be there for them, Caitlyn and Jace. I'm sure the road ahead will be hard. Life has always been hard for me until you and Caitlyn came into my life. You'll be a lot harder now that you are gone, my love. I'm so angry and so mad that there is no one to direct my anger at. Life without you will be dull and uneventful. I am burying the best part of me. He bursts out crying. Caitlyn hugs him and continues. My mother and I always, never always saw eye to eye, but I always respected her and loved her. She was my mother. As an enforcer, it was my job to keep her safe. I failed her. I failed this city. This city is badly wounded, dying, and it needs healing. For that to happen, it will take all of us to put aside our anger during this time to help rebuild the city we long to live in. People have died, councillors have died, whole families wiped out in that last attack. I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have stopped the perpetrators before the crime. I wish I could turn back the clocks of time and do things differently. I know my mother. I know my mother. Her wish would be for us to move on, to rebuild. Our solution should not be more violence. If we can address the problems of our undercity head on, I'm sure we can reach a peaceful resolution. Is she serious? Someone from the crowd said. Her mother just died. Where is her anger, her vengeance? Another person said. Where is her loyalty? I can't believe she is an enforcer. It's no wonder Piltover protects herself. It's no wonder Piltover can't protect herself. We got officers like her. The problem of our city can't be solved with more violence. Violence only begets more violence. It's easier to destroy than to build. I will say this now, rushing to exact violence on Zaun will not help resolve this conflict. I urge caution. Lashing out in pain will not resolve anything. I urge you all to understand and not be too quick to pick up arms against the Undercity. Constant Madara walks away from the ceremony. She almost lost her daughter. People always understand pain. A lesson without pain was useless because it did not stick. For the lesson to be learned, Zon had got to experience loss, pain, and hurt. Zon had Zon has got to come to heal if there was ever gonna be peace. She would do it. She would have to bring Jinx in. Only then would the violence quiet down. Would the city become a safe haven once more to outside parties. Rest in peace, mother. I will protect Piltover in your stead, Caitlyn said. She picks up a handful of dirt and throws it on the coffin and walks away. Jace does the same and her father follows suit. Jace was very busy after the funeral. He had four other funerals to attend and a city to run. He still had to protect his investment and technology and deal with Zaun, what was now inevitable. Caitlyn was too busy too. She was now well rested but still sad. The call to save her city burned brighter within her. She was finally no longer under the thumb of Marcus, but she still understood. But she still had to answer to Medada. Miss Medada had stormed off during her plea for peace and understanding with Zaun. She has to bring back the peace talks. She has to orchestrate the peace, the perfect situation to prevent all-out war. No one in Piltover understands the problems of the Undercity like her. If she doesn't step up now to mediate and be an emissary on both sides, people will die. Lots more people will die. Everyone is only talking about revenge, retaliation for the crimes of the Undercity. War. Who will win in an all-out war? What of their foreign allies, enemies? What will become of their world? Who will come out on top? She has got to make sure she is in the right place to do her best work, save the most people. But right now, she has got to see Vi. She has to talk to Vi. Someone stopped her. A tall, strange man long, dark, with a long, dark coat, with a pointy hat. Sorry for your loss, Miss Kiraman. My condolences, the strange man said. Did you know my mother? Caitlyn asked. No, I work with Miss Madada. You report to me, the strange man said. Which one? The Queen. Anything to report? The stranger asked. Caitlyn goes silent. I followed her advice. I went home, cleaned up, rested, and buried my mother. Sorry again for your loss. I was once a child soldier. I never knew my parents. Believe me when I say I never want to meet anyone under such circumstances. The stranger said, You seem genuine, but I still don't trust you. You don't have to. You just have to. You just got to know that now that I'm involved in the case, I will not stop until I have contacted every threat to Miss Medada's satisfaction. You look strange and independent, Caitlin said as she walked away. You don't strike me as a lawyer type. Well, that's where you're wrong about me. You have to pack. I owe that woman my life. I'll be loyal to her all the days and nights of my life. I admire your loyalty. Now, if you will excuse me, I must take my leave. Don't make my life any harder than it needs to be. I like a stress-free life. Roger. I didn't catch your name. I am Twisted Fate. See you around, Mr. Fate. You too, Miss Kiraman. Zone, the last drop. Caitlin is making her way to the bar. It's crowded and fully packed. She's surprised but not taken aback. Now that Vi and Powder were running things, she was safe for the time being. They were all mean mugging her as she was walking in. She walks to the bartender, still in a hoodie. I would like to talk to Vi, Caitlin said. How about a drink first? The bartender asked. Asked. Caitlin, Vi shouted from the office window. Vi? Caitlin! Vi shouted from the office window. Vi! Caitlin said. Next time, don't bother the bar back, just come straight to the back. Vi said as she came out to get Caitlin. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for next time, Caitlin said. How are you? Welcome back. Vi said as she turns around to let her in through the doorway. She leads the way. She stretched out her hand behind her, and Caitlin smacks it flirtingly as she walks in before realizing that they are not alone in the office. Hello, Caitlin said. Vi, you didn't tell me it was an ambush. Across the room, Echo and Jacob were on the couch, and Sevica was standing behind Powder in Seiko's chair. She added the raven's feathers to the chair for more flair and ambience. It looked beautiful. It suited her. She looked like a king. It's not an ambush, Vi said. You're looking at the only people you can trust in the lens. Hello again, Kayla said, being polite. No one answered her. Okay, let's get on with it. Hi, Caitlyn. I'm happy to see you. But I said, don't worry, with time, they will all come to trust you like I do. Hey, sis, did you know Chief Inspector Grayson and Vanda were in love? Powder said, almost laughing. She betrayed him to protect Piltover. So Grayson was the mole? Sevica said, pondering. Caitlyn is your responsibility if and when she betrays us, Powder said. I won't betray you, Killer interjects. Good. We'll see about that. What is the update? Powder asks. All the counselors are dead except for Chase and Mel. You killed my mother. Sorry about that. Vi told me she was a counselor. Powder said. Are you really sorry though? No, not really. Powder said. What? Just being honest. She's just as much to be blamed as every other counselor. Is it always going to be like this between us? Kayla asked. Yes, until I can trust you, a beauty, an enforcer. Para said. There's a bounty on your head. Kayla said. How much? Do you plan on collecting it? Para asked. 25 million kronas. Kayla said, passing around the poster. Wanted dead or alive. Alive is double the amount. That would be a problem. Anything else? Yes. I'm now a counselor, as is Miss Madada and Mr. Silas, the first Zonite. Wasn't Miss Madada a counselor already? Her mother. She's a warrior queen, a war general. I don't even have the time to list all of her accolades. She is in a league of her own, fresh from Noxus, pissed off and angry like everyone from that part of the world, Caitlin said. Is she any good? Between her and her daughter, who is more dangerous? Sevica asked. She is, especially now that her daughter is hurt and she just lost her son. She feels cornered like an angry animal, Caitlin said. This is good. This is all good news, Powder said. We're going to use all this new information to our advantage. Thanks, Cupcake. My name is Caitlin. I could have sworn that I mentioned that she was a war general, that she had won her accolades and respect with her own skill. There is no fooling her. After losing four of her brothers, husband, and father, she was the youngest of seven children. Only a girl. She still won the war, saving Noxus. After Noxus was unified, they were attacked on all sides by neighboring countries. If it wasn't for her, the kingdom would have fallen. She is a legend in her own right, and she has given you 3 days. I tried to pin it all on Circle, but she said Piltover and Zaun will only be safe when you are dead or behind bars after facing public justice. You don't say. She is not wrong, Powder said. You don't say. She is not wrong, Powder said. Don't mind me, I'm just thinking about my own legend after I defeat her. She is not our enemy, Caitlin said. 3 days or war with Zaun. She is determined to bring Zaun to heel. Her daughter almost died in that attack at the councillor's chamber. She's she's a hammer, and everything is starting to look like a nail to her. Did you mention that this was all Seiko's doing and that he was dead? Yes, but she insisted that Powder's crimes have gone on far too long, and that people of Piltover would would like for her to be judged publicly before being imprisoned to restore public safety. Is willing to bring you in herself. She sent me in here to be her emissary. 3 days is all you get if you want to avoid bloodshed, Kaylan said. But what I want is chaos and bloodshed. Did you tell them of my new weapon? Powder asked. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But she was really adamant about bringing you in. She just lost her son to the darkness. She's very protective of her only child left. The darkness is real. Yes. What is the darkness? Vi asked. Bad news. Very, very bad news. One touch from it and it turns people into monsters. Well, all those who are not strong enough, and it's spreading from the shadow house. Okay, one problem at a time. Right now, we have to deal with Miss Madada first. If the darkness is real, we could always plan accordingly. We will need more information on that, Powder said. How so? That is for me to know and for you to wonder. Once you have proven your trust and loyalty, I will fill you in. Until then, I only share information on a need to know basis. Powder said, no one can ever know the full plan. But you are just a kid, Caitlyn said. Are you gonna let her lead you people? It was the only way for this to work, Vi said. I am just a kid who learned from the best. Do you wanna go? Because I believe I can take you. Powder said, silence. No, but we need a plan ASAP because I can't just sit by and do nothing while innocent people are killed left and right. There must be a better way, Kellan said. How about we give them exactly what they want? Powder said. I beg your pardon, Echo asked. Think about it. They're expecting me to give up, surrender. How about we pretend to put up a fight? Powder said, thinking. When they lower their guard, we strike at them when they least expect it. Echo finished her thought. They both looked at each other from across the room. Then at Vi. They were finally on the same side. This time Echo promised to protect Vi and Jinx. Vi promised to protect Jinx and Echo, and Jinx promised to protect Vi and Echo. Every time Echo looked at her, her cold world became bright, sunny, and warm. There was one person who still loved her after all this time. One other person other than her sister. She was glad he saved them both. That day on the bridge, she was glad Echo and Vi were back in her life and were on her side. For the first time in a long time, things were looking up in her life. She was going to do everything to protect this. Most of those enforcers are good people. They have families too, Caitlyn said. This is war, Caitlyn, and we have to win if we are going to enact any real change. Do you lack conviction? Do you doubt me? Father asked. No, I just don't want people to die unnecessarily, Helen said, looking at Vi, who nodded. People are going to have to die, Helen. Aren't you being a little naive to think that you can change the world without anyone dying? I promise to keep the killing to a minimum, but people are gonna have to die. You know what would be strange? Carter said. What? Helen asked. If people stop dying, that would be strange. Imagine you kill someone and they refuse to die. What then? Strange, am I right? Or, or the old people, or the old man on his last leg on the hospital bed, the doctor declares his time of death, but he won't die. Dun dun dun. Silence. Okay, bad joke. What I said, I promised. Powder continued, pointing at Echo. He has confiscated my guns. He's my bodyguard. I can't hurt anyone with him hovering over me like a hawk. Kayla turns to look at Echo. Echo shrugs. Jinx is better without her guns. She has a happy trigger finger. He's not taking any chances. He's developing Jinx stun guns. Jace told me that before the council went up in flames, the councillors had voted to give Zaun her independence, Kellen said. Your explosion ruined everything. No way. The option is still on the table if we bring Jinx in. Jace has promised me that you would have an easy life in Stillwater, that he would like to pick that he would like to pick your brain as a fellow scientist. After you are incarcerated, of course, Kellen said. I am not going to Stillwater, Powder said. I second that motion. Trust me, I won't wish you on my worst enemy, Vi said. Who is this Zonite, Mr. Silas, the new counselor, the one with the two first names, Powder asked. Victor, he's a cripple. Not that it matters. I was just describing him. He's best friends with Counselor J. Stalis. They stick together like glue. Together, they run Hextech. To be honest, I have never seen anything like it. Their brotherhood. They are quite a formidable duo. Hmm. Every problem presents in itself an opportunity, James. Seiko said. if you can just remember to look at it from a different angle. No one ever really dies, Powder said. Is that why you killed? Is that why you killed without any emotion? Caitlyn asked. Yes, maybe. Powder responded. And then the story jumps over now to Piltover. Mel is conscious. She's in a wheelchair. Her mother is pushing her. They are heading to the barracks military base to pick out the best enforcers to storm Zaun. I can't believe Jace named you a counselor, mother. All my life I have tried to carve my own path away from yours. An interim counselor. Does it bother you? Look at where the path led you. Right back to me. You are welcome for saving your life. Do I have to thank you every time you do something motherly? No. It's just I have never thought. No. It's just I never thought we'd be working together as equals. Don't be so self-centered. Jeff was worried sick about you. I don't even know what he sees in you. I'm a counselor on temporary basis. I just want to help you cure the problems of your undercity. Piltover is not Nexus. Jace was very kind to point that out to me. Where are you going? The barracks. I need 3,000 of your best soldiers. Please stop joking. This is not a joke. Zon needs to see a show of force. Why didn't you use your own people? It's like you said. It's because I'm from Noxus. The people of Piltover should fight their own battles. Don't you agree? Besides, my people are too strong. They are my trump card. We have to save the best for last. Don't you agree? Mother, please take your warmongering ways back to Noxus. I can't, Mel. I just can't. You don't understand the people of Zaun. They are a whole different breed. You haven't faced foes like this before. It's you who doesn't understand. I already lost one son. I can't lose you too. And you think this is how you process your grief, your emotions by waging war? I have never had to process my emotions. Why should I start today? Because you're about to go to war with a nation that you know nothing about. Look, mother, I am fine. I am not hurt. I can handle the problems of my undercity just fine. When I found you, you had already used up all your protective magic. You were falling 3 stories high, right into a busted pipe. Chase was running to you, trying to save you, but there was fire everywhere, and it took everything from me to save you. No one told you this when you woke up? No, but you just did. Yes, and you could have died. It was a close call, Mel. Thank you for saving my life, mother. Are you happy? Is that what you wanted to hear? Yes, you are welcome. I am your mother. You never thanked me enough, not even when I gave you life. thank, thank you all the same, mother. It means a lot. Again, you are welcome. Don't mention it. I don't want to start crying. I thought I lost you too. Don't scare me like that ever again. Promise? I promise. I was worried, Mel. I really thought I lost you this time. This was the first time she had really bonded with her mother after all these years. She was glad she still loved her. The last time they spoke like this was before her father disappeared. Back then, they had so many enemies and were always at war. Her mother was always angry all the time. I was always gone. Whenever she was back, she was mad, and that male was growing up soft and spineless and finding comfort in books instead of playing with a sword. She was not built for battle like her mother. She did not grow up with 6 brothers. She could not be the pride and joy of her mother that her mother wanted her to be. Right now, she was happy to be treated like a kid again by the woman she held most dear and wanted her acknowledgement the most. Her mother rose into the barracks. Every soldier is in the court. Their custom mother had called a meeting. After the explosion at the councilor's chamber, she packs me on the stage and begins her rally speech. Hello, everyone. My name is Constance Malala. The crowd, most of them were muttering among themselves. Those that didn't know Mel had a mother and had never seen her or heard of her exploits were surprised. But those that knew who she was were muttering amongst themselves for different reasons. They were not surprised that Mel was her daughter. As most of you know, your councilor's chambers was attacked by citizens of Zaun. The chambers was blown to pieces by the people of the Undercity, Seiko and his acolytes. Although he's dead now, like most of his council except for my daughter and Stalis, I have been newly appointed as the interim security councillor of Puto, and I need 3,000 soldiers to help protect our borders and be the first frontline defense against Zaun. My daughter Mel and her colleagues have negotiated a peace treaty to grant the city of Zaun her independence and amnesty as a free nation to trade and grow in peace, but were attacked minutes after passing the vote. Such boldness and audacity cannot be accepted in a just and free society of progress. That is why I need me 3,000 soldiers to help me protect my daughter, to help me protect what my daughter has built in this city. Who among you would like to help House Madada, your new and remaining councillors quell this uprising in Zone? We won't hold it against any of you if you don't want to serve your country in a moment of crisis. Talk and bravado is cheap, but it's true. Some of you won't make it back. That is why for this operation, we want you guys to volunteer. Only the angry ones, people who want to help us punish Son. Your country needs you. What do you all say? Who among you will help us defend the city like we have in the past? We call on to you. This is your time to shine and move up the ranks with some accolades. With a show of hands, who among you will fight with us to subdue Son? Everyone shot their hand up in the sky, mostly out of love for Mel, but her mother was well respected too. Councillor Mel Madada took care of the military, made sure the children were well fed and educated. She was well loved and respected by all because she valued every life. She didn't like war, and although she made sure her soldiers were well trained, they never really got to experience any battle because she was a great diplomat. They were happy to fight for Mel Madada for a change. Thank you, Constance. I'm glad you all volunteered to fight with us. However, I'll be needing only 3,000 best soldiers. I would like to end this rebellion as soon as possible. As you can see, my daughter is injured, and a prolonged rebellion is not good for her health. Who among you would like to serve, fight, and die for Councillor Madada? They all threw up their hands again. Miss Madada was proud that her daughter, despite not being a war general or experiencing the battlefield, people were still willing to die for her. She was worried for no reason. Mel had royal blood in her veins after all, but mothers do worry, despite the road she chose. She still became a leader. Now all that she had left was crushing the people of Zaun, who didn't even have an army. Nothing is much better than quelling a disorganized rebellion. This time she was able to help do something. Unlike last time with Lucian, this time she was going to keep her daughter safe. War was her expertise. Someone should have told her she was dealing with Jinx, but I'm sure she would eventually find out, like all those who have interacted with Jinx finally do. Jinx was nothing but bad news. Her karma was always bad, and everything she touched she destroyed. Their path were about to cross soon. For as you stare into the abyss stares right back into you. Right? Zaun. Echo's hideout. Caitlyn via Echo and Powder can be seen having a drink, practicing laughing, falling off their hoverboard in Echo's hideout as she tries to teach them. One can tell they're all giving it their all because they're all sweating to become members of the Fireflies. They haven't all laughed like this in a while. It felt good again. Hope was on the horizon. Vi was their catalyst. Powder their wildcard. Echo the strategist. Sevica their wise old leader. And Powder second in command Caitlyn, their sharpshooter. She always wondered what she was shooting for. She wondered if this was if she wondered if this was it, this camaraderie, why she was willing to die to protect. The problems all seemed so far and distant. They truly felt they could have taken on the world, the lands, built over, that they could become legends. Just remember to swerve in the opposite direction of the person in front of you and always wear a mask. Trust me, you don't want to swallow a bug. They all laughed as Powder, who quickly got the hang of it, got off and went to the work table and started fixing Vi's new gauntlet. This was what Vi had been missing in prison. Powder and Echo tinkering with the gadgets, her practicing at boxing. Milo and Tiger are missing, but they got Caitlyn, Jacko, and Sevica now. Plus, Jacko seems very loyal to Echo. Things were looking up. The Barons convene a meeting tonight. I didn't turn this thing off. The Barons convened a meeting tonight at midnight. I have been summoned, Sevica said as she walked in. So it's time then, Powder asked. I'm afraid so, Sevica said. Does everyone know their role? What exactly they are doing? Jigs asked with anticipation. Yes, they all answered. Sevica is surprised. She had never seen this side of Jinx, a leader. You look different, Sevica said to Jinx. I'm in love, Jinx responded confidently. Love and heartbreak goes hand in hand. There will be no heartbreaks, not this time. Not in my story, Echo said. Everyone turns and looks at him. Does everyone know the plan? Yeah? They all answered in unison. We've heard the boss. Get on with it. Everyone leaves the room except for Powder and Echo. He walks up to her, takes her hand in his, rests his forehead on hers. It's just us against the world now. I need you to trust me, believe in me. It won't always be like this. After we take care of the Ken Barons and whatever Miss Madara sends at us, we will be scot free. Legends. With the power of the orb, we can end this war before it even starts. We can't use that weapon, Jinx. Not yet. This is not the time, Echo said. But why not? I will have it with me just in case. Because how you win is just as important as why you win. I still want to look at you with love. This weapon, we have to bring it out only on big occasions. If we are willing to use it, it will change us. I understand. Say no more. I won't consider it or bring it up again, Jig said. Echo was always so reasonable. His logic was never flawed. It's a great weapon. I'm sure it will come in handy. I'm sure it will come in handy when we face the darkness. Oh, the darkness. Are you scared? Jinx asked. No, not really. You scare me more. How scary could it be? It's the dark. I'm sure we can fix the problem with a light bulb when the time calls for it, Echo said. Cute and efficient. I like it, Jinx said. Echo was the only one who thought like her. I know, I thought you would like it. I didn't even try that hard. I'm so glad you're back in my life. I've missed you. Me too. Now that you're back in my life, I'm never letting go of you again. They kiss again, unaware of what the future had in store for them. And that, my friend, is the end of chapter 2. Oh my god, D, oh my god. Read us some more. No, we'll have to continue another day, man. If I do it all one day, we'll be like building a building a castle in one day, man. It's not possible. So we'll continue chapter 3 another time. That'll be all for today. Thanks. Bye. Do all the things, love it, subscribe, all that jazz. See you when next I see you.